What's it, my people? You know it is. Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you. Another one, and this one is from season 4, episode 3, pre-game show. We are in the building, baby. Rocking with me, as always, is the people in the live motherfucking chat, and I appreciate every one of y'all coming out here and chilling with me tonight. 100%. Episode is going to be what it's going to be, and I think it's going to be hot. I am very afraid for my lady. My lady, you know. Scared for you, girl. 100%. But I'm hoping to get through it. I'm hoping she gets through it. I hope we all get through it. Because if not, I swear to God, tomorrow's stream, when I come on, is going to be dreadful. No, let me apologize. First of all, let me apologize. I couldn't find my regular glasses. And then my new glasses that I just bought, the ones I wore on here before, I can't find those. So I was forced to go and grab these glasses instead. So if they look funny, don't make fun of me. All right. I have no choice but to wear them, or I won't be able to talk to you. Yeah. All right. I could do the show with no glasses, but I won't be able to talk to y'all in the chat because I won't be able to see the chat. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry that if I look funny, don't make fun of me. All right, man. I don't like being made fun of. All right. Anyway, let's say what up. Let's say what up to the people who are rocking with us right now. We got Debbie Obebe in the building rocking with us right now. We have the one and only. These glasses aren't as good as the other ones I am. Maybe I have to expand this, make this bigger so I can see it. No, it's just blurry. All right, there we go. I can see the side much better now. All right, let me go up and do this. That's why I need people right here. Allison is in the building, rocking with us right now. Laura Baker is in here, rocking with us right now. Wolf Spear is in here. My mama is in here, rocking with us. I see. Hi, Mom. How's everything? Big Heck is in the building, rocking with us. TNX is in the building, rocking with us. Mika gave us a super sticker. Thank you so much, Mika. We truly appreciate you. 100%. Honey Drop is in the building, rocking with us right now. The Nonfiction is in here rocking with us. Afola Walker is in here rocking with us right now. Sonic Your Boy is in here rocking. Laura Baker is in here rocking with us right now. Black-handed Jack is in here rocking with us right now. Luna Cascade is in the building rocking with us right now. Sonic Your Boy, I said it, but I say it again. Because he is your boy. And my sister Cody Cole is in the building. Oh, Mom and my sister in here. I guess I gotta take it easy tonight. Because I ain't gonna be able to say a lot of stuff. You know what I mean, and all that good stuff. But I think they're together right now, so I think that's why they're both up in there. The Chocolate Thunder is in the building, rocking with us right now. Sunny Skies is in the building, rocking with us right now. Sheldon is in there rocking with us right now. That's right. Let's go. Let's get this on. Over 100 people right off the bat in this piece. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button for your boy. Let's get into this. Again, the phone line is open, and it's open early. So you can definitely call me up and say what you want to feel right off the bat. Y'all know the number, right? Do I have to put the number in there? It's my number that we're using today. So please, if anyone knows my number, put the number in the chat. Or I will put it on the crawl. Now, there's a bunch of things that are happening here. There we go. Back to normal side. Now, there are a bunch of things that are happening in this episode from what we've seen in the trailer. And that is what we have to figure out exactly how it all goes down. Julie Storywalker, number one thing. That's what I want to see. I want to see a whole lot of that. I think that comes next episode, because the episode is of myths and monsters. And I think that's where we get a lot of that. But I think that tonight, I think she's got to tap into that power. And when she taps into that power, as I told y'all before, it's going to be some LSD. It's going to be some type of psychedelic. Mushrooms. We already know they have mushrooms up in that piece. We know Randall was looking for mushrooms. We know that she hangs out with Randall. So I can easily see that being the case when it's all said and done, that it's going to be these mushrooms and stuff like that and everything else and all that. That's going to get everything taken care of and all that. That's what I'm thinking when it has to happen. I think there's no other way for it to go. You know what I mean? Yeah, call in. Yeah, don't be shy. If y'all want to call in, call in. Let me put the crawl on the bottom so that y'all can know the number. Da, 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 da. That's Phil's number. That's not what I'm looking for. That is my number. All right. So that number is on the bottom of the screen going across. You can call in right now. We will take all of your calls. I ain't got to talk to myself. You know what I mean? It's much better that way if I ain't got to talk to myself the whole time and everything. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. We are looking for that situation with Julie and everything else going on with her and stuff. So hopefully that's what we get, and hopefully that is exactly the way we see it. And no one has made fun of my glasses, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And so that is what I'm looking for Julie. I think when we deal with Sarah, when we seen in the clip in the trailer that breakdown, the one thing I say that's weird about Sarah is that Sophia is actually living with Sarah. And how do we know this? Because when we see Sarah going through her fits and going through everything in the trailer, we could see Sophia coming down the upper steps. Now, you don't just let anybody in your house to be upstairs. All right, people just don't stay upstairs. You don't just invite people over to your house and then they come from upstairs, unless your bathroom's up there. I mean, she had to use the bathroom and she's coming down from that. But if that's not the case, then the only other case that it could be would be 100% that it is she living there and that's where her room is at. I think that's going to cause trouble. Again, at any time, this man in yellow dressed up as Sophia could kill anybody in the town that they want. That she could just take out the town from what we know and everything. I said, Phil, you're over there in the chat and you're supposed to be in here helping me out in my blindness. You know, but it's all right, Phil. I'm not going to hold it against you. Not going to. Not going to. But it should be a situation where when it's all said and done, when she's there, she could just open the door, leave the door open, allow Sarah to be killed that way. She could do that easy. And no one would suspect her of doing that. She's new there. She don't know the total rules. So she would be able to get away with something like that. If she chose to get away with that, it would be just like that. You know what I mean? She'd be able to do that. But if it wasn't like that, she could take the talisman down. That would allow her to get away. So there would be multiple ways that she could actually take Sarah out if she wanted to take Sarah out that way, right? But that is not the man in yellow or Sophia. That is not the plan. The plan is to have them kill each other. But I think that it's possible that she gets so close that these voices that talk to her, either she recognizes that one of the voices was the man in yellow and she heard the voice before, or she gets a hint from someone saying, yo, you got to watch this chick. There's something going on there. Because we know that they're going to find the man in yellow suit. And once they find the man in yellow suit, then Victor's going to, all of a sudden, Victor's going to remember. You remember everything all of a sudden. Oh my God, the man in yellow. I remember. It wasn't the boy in white. It was the man in yellow. It's like the same shit we seen with Jasper. It wasn't Jasper. And I told y'all know the deal. I told you from the jump that 100% anytime Victor says anything, you cannot believe the first story. You got to start with the second story. That is the way it goes. Thank you for the super chat right there. I got to make it bigger. I'm sorry. Let me go up. I want to read your super chat. And it says, you look good. Yeah. You look like the Kingsman with those glasses. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know what that Kingsman is. Is that a bad thing, the Kingsman? Is that did you donate money to make fun of me? Is that what's going on here? Is that what's going on here? Is that everything? I do not know. I don't know what that means. But if not, then thank you. That's a good thing. I appreciate it. It's a good thing. But if it's making fun of me, shame. He said, no, it's bad at what? It's what? Let me see. No, it's badass. Oh, it's bad. You like them? Thank you, then. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. These are just. I had no choice. I can't find. I don't know where my glasses are. It's driving me nuts. I gotta find them. Gotta find them before tomorrow. But I'll rock them for right now, and we're gonna get through the stream with these on. And so that's why it's better if you just call me up, so I ain't got to keep looking at the screen and reading everything and expanding and all that good stuff. So that's what I think. So I think that when it comes down to Sarah, we do see the clip of Sophia, and she's inside of what looks like it's a couple of places. Could be the barn, could be the place where they store all the weapons, and it could also be the bar, right? She could be in any one of those three, but she's got someone in there, and she says, this is when we have fun. Could that be Sarah in there that she has in there? I mean, I'm scared for Sarah. I think that I don't know if Sarah. I always thought she was an endgame character, but I don't know. I'm still on the tip, and I'm staying by my theory that Sarah is Eloise. I'm going to stick with that and everything. I'm not going to diverge from that whole situation. Why is there a white line like underneath Teflon TV? Like, what is that? Is that some new thing? Or that was never there before? Why is that there? Why is there a white line? Oh, this is just my computer. All right. Because I pulled it in too tight. I'm like, there's a white line over there. All right, that's just my computer screen. I'm probably going to have to keep it there so I can see. But you know what I mean? But yeah, I still think she's Eloise. I'm going with the whole Eloise situation. I'm not changing. I'm not diverging. I'm not getting off it. If Eloise is alive, then she's alive. But I just think it's going to be her. When it's all said and done, it's going to turn out it's going to be her. I can't see, man. I can't. I can't see with that whole situation. I can see decent with these, but these aren't my normal prescription. All right. Anyway, besides all that situation and all that, white lines. I usually don't see it. Usually I have my thing all the way pushed back and everything, and all that good stuff. I have no idea what's going on. What the fuck is this white line on the bottom of the Teflon TV thing going on here? I have no idea what's going on here. I have no idea. No idea at all. Oh, hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. All right. I found them. All right. I have found them. All right. They were right over there. I got them. Now I can see. All right. Now it's good to go. All right. Now let's get that down a little bit more. All right. Luna, thank you for the super chat. It says, would Kenny try to stop Sarah and Sophia from roommating? You know, Kenny is Captain Saberho, right? I would say that, you know, when it comes down to it, it wouldn't be his call. Kenny ain't got that much power up in this piece. He got some power in it, but he ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? He tried to keep him away already, and already it got shut down, right? So Sarah need a new friend. She ain't got no friends in that motherfucker at all. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is and stuff like that. Bill Chill, you're getting younger, Toe. Yeah, I'm like Benjamin fucking Button over here. That's who the fuck I'm like, right? That's what I'm like going on here. Right now and everything else. Yeah. So I missed the part with Sarah and Sophie in the preview because they talked once the donations, right? Yes. If you go watch my video that I just put out, the last one, I show all that stuff in there and talk all what up to the familia, as everybody is saying. What's going on, L? I appreciate you. I appreciate you for stopping by and shouting out the whole familia up in this piece. I'd rather take my chances outside with the monsters than stay in the house with Sarah. Listen, my mom and my sister's in here, so I can't say stuff. So that's an easy one. You like setting me up here to say something funny here, and I can't say nothing funny while they're watching like that. So I gotta chill. But don't make it that easy for me, goddamn it. Don't make it that easy. Like, oh yeah. I'm just gonna leave that where it is and everything else. Teflon TV. Have you heard the rumor that there will be an eclipse this season? I have not heard that rumor, but I do believe I think Terran Matthew. Terran said a lot of things. I think he came up with the eclipse theory like 2 years ago or something like that. He said that there's going to be an eclipse and all that. So I don't know about, haven't heard any rumors, but I did hear Taryn say something about, I do believe it was Taryn that said that that's what's going on and everything else. Nick Sue said, I'm ready to see what Julie was pissed about. Yeah, I'm ready to see that too. What she said, it has to be something about Jim. That's what I would think. You know what I mean? I would think it's a situation like that. You know what I mean? Coming on there and stuff. So I think she'd have to say something outlandish about Jim's death. You know what I mean? Like this got her all uptight and everything else. So that's the only thing I can see. But I like the fact that Julie's mad about it. That Julie just ain't just like, oh, we gonna let this slide. Like Julie ready to get gangster on it, hanging out with Elgin and shit. I think that rubbed off on her a little bit. One took her, hey Tony, when you gonna have your Boo Acosta on the show? You know, I don't think that would happen, but you know what I mean? I wouldn't be against it or anything like that, you know, but nothing that would ever happen and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've reached out to other people. I reached out to Elizabeth Saunders. She usually does the first show with us every year. She couldn't do it this year and stuff. So we do have a redate with her. So we will have her on. And I reached out to Sophia, the character who plays the actress who plays Sophia. And I've been in talk with those people, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So that's supposed to go down. It may go down this week. We'll see exactly. We can work out the exact date. I think we have a date, and I think it really comes down to the time and everything else right now. So we're working on that right now. But those are the two people that I've talked to right now and everything. But we'll see. You know what I mean? Maybe there's room for more. Listen, man. She's a big actress. She ain't coming over here messing with the dime. I don't know how I handle that shit too. I don't know. I don't get that lucky. You know what I mean? I don't get that lucky. Did you watch her Sci-Fi Vision interview? They asked about the Familia. No, I didn't watch it, but listen, she knows about the Familia. We know that because she shouted us out on the red carpet. So we know that that's what's up. So she already knows. She already know who runs this shit. I mean, it's the Familia who runs this goddamn shit. Not the Familia, no, it's the Familia. We run this motherfucker. This is our shit. Hit that thumbs up button, as they're saying. Again, if you want to call in. Don't be afraid and everything else. Don't be afraid. 518-290-0848 is the number. I know once it's crazy because like in the beginning, no one calls, and once someone calls it, everyone calls at the same time. And then it gets a little difficult there, right? So let's just try to get those calls going and everything else and everything else. All that stuff. Yeah, that's right. We started. You're goddamn right. We started. Ain't no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it that we did. You know what I mean? And that's all. And that's what it is. That's what it is. We all familiar. If you rocking with the Don, you're part of familiar. Join the family. You know what I'm saying? The Don Tony Talk. All right. Let's keep it going. You know what I mean? Let's keep everything going on in this whole situation. So, who else? Again, since you brought up my girl Costa, let's talk about it. It says Boyd tries to save Acosta from herself. So that means she's going to do something crazy. Now, what crazy thing could she do? Could she lose her mind like Abby? She doesn't have any bullets, so she can't go around shooting nobody. But what could she do that would just be crazy? That he would have to try to save her. And then it comes down to, it says tries. Doesn't mean that he does or he's able to. So it comes down to, will he be able to get that done when this is all said and done? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. People say, Sarah, I will come back to that. I can take the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Very generous of you to do so. And any super chats we get is very generous for all y'all to do that. We really appreciate it. Sarah's too young to be Eloise. I don't buy that. I'm not saying that Eloise survives. I'm not saying that Eloise jumped out the portal and then all of a sudden grew up to become Sarah. I don't think it's a situation like that. It wouldn't be that. It would just be the same. It would be a situation where it's the same thing with Victor. It would be a not Victor, but with Miranda. It would be a reincarnation situation. I think the only way to find out is to see. You're gonna have to see Tabitha give Sarah a hug, and we haven't seen that obviously because of the whole thing that went down with her son and all that. But I think if she does give a hug, then I think that's what we'll see and everything. Oh, my sister Coley Cole dropping them bombs on us right there. Thank you. From Mom said she's proud of you. Do you think there's significance? Well, tell her thank you. That I appreciate that Mom is proud of me. I really appreciate that. So she's saying that this is from Mom, not saying my mom is the from mom of the community. But it works either way, right? It works either way. Do you think there's significance of Boyd wearing yellow and Jim's son wearing yellow? I think that it's so the people who made this show are highly known to use colors and other things, especially when the show lost, that it was significant. But I just don't know. It's just too much to me. Ethan does wear the yellow shirt. I don't think Ethan is the man in yellow, grows up to that. I don't think that Boyd will become the dude. I think the man in yellow is the man in yellow. Whether he was a goddamn, supply salesman or he was a scientist that's working with them, I think it's what it is. What it is. I don't think that's that's going to be the end all. I think listen, it could be, but I think that a lot of people are reading a little bit too much into that whole situation with these yellow clothing with them at this time. So I would not say that that's the case. You know what I mean? At all. I think if anything's going to happen to Ethan, that everybody dies in this place. Nobody makes it out. Everybody dies. Ethan survives, and then Ethan is stuck there, and he's going to be the new Victor, and then he starts acting like Victor, and he gets broken down. And then they could do that, and they could use that ending, and I think that would be a perfect ending for them. So if the people who make the show or watching the show, you want to use that idea, go ahead. You don't even have to credit me. You know what I mean? But if that's what you want, I think that would be the perfect ending. If you really want to end this right, to me, kill everybody. Nobody make it out. Or you may let one person make it out. This is how you do it. Let me show these people how to do it, how to make a ending. Now listen, the greatest ending of all time in any show history is 6 Feet Under. Right? It's not close. I'm not willing to debate that topic. That 6 Feet Under is not the greatest. It's the greatest ending that ever exists for any television show that was ever made. There's nothing better than 6 Feet Under ending. This is how. Now listen, showrunners, listen, I want y'all, if y'all watching, I know y'all be lurking and stuff like that. This is what I want you to do. All right. This is how you end the show. This is how you do it. All right. Remember I said this shit. You kill everybody off. Except for Acosta. Of course, Acosta can't die. You kill everybody off. And then Ethan winds up stuck in there by himself around all the dead bodies. It's like Victor, when he was a child, came out in all the dead bodies. You make it Ethan. And Ethan is growing up to be the new Victor. Acosta makes it out, but she goes crazy. So you get Acosta, you get her out, and you put her in the insane asylum, just like they did for Terminator 2, right? That's how Terminator 2, you put her up in there in the insane asylum while she's up in there. She's not crazy. We know she's not, but everyone else going to think it. You stick her up in there like Sarah Connor. Now you have access to do a follow-up season. Follow-up season you have access to do. Because you could have Acosta get at older version, you get this actress, you do it like in, I would say 5 to 10 years or something like that, 5 something years or whatever. You have Acosta coming out. She goes get transported in the vehicle. She gets stuck back in there. Ethan's grown up when she goes back in there. And now it begins again. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it, brother. Let me tell you something, man. That's how you run it. You do something like that, man. That's how you make this a classic ending. You don't just make them defeat the people, then escape and hug each other, and that shit is boring. That's boring. We don't want that. Don don't want that. I want you got to murk them all. You murk them all, except for Acosta. She goes to the same asylum. She becomes Sarah Connor. She starts training. She gets a little more muscular. It's like Sarah Connor, but she's battle tested. So when she comes back in there the second time, she ain't afraid like these other people that are stuck in there. She comes in there, balls to the wall. Then you have the Ethan, can't remember shit no more. Just like motherfucking Victor. He don't remember. All right, this is from 401.
From
Demo.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon.
What up, Tony? It's Demo.
What's going on, Demo?
Chilling. Just wanted to call in because it got mentioned about the Man in Yellow, Ethan connection there.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that I think, like, the people who make the argument don't do it the best way, and then the people that are speaking against it are speaking against it the weakest form of the argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I necessarily believe in it, but him wearing yellow is like part of it. If you ask me, the biggest piece of evidence is when Ethan gives Victor a drawing of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And his name, like, not only is his shirt colored in yellow, but his name is colored in yellow, right? So, like, that's like literally Ethan is yellow, right? Like the word Ethan. And I think that carries more weight than just the color of his shirt or whatever. And I don't think it's like Ethan is the Man in Yellow. There's like a lot of that going on. Oh, this person is that person. That person is this person. I just think they're connected in some way.
Connected.
And then you add on.
What would be the way?
Man in Yellow might be kind of like prepping him to be the next, baddie or whatever. There could be a lot of things that could potentially happen. But you hear Ethan say what did he say? He said it was in season 3 where he's like, I wish it was like when we got here, where everybody was too busy being scared to argue. So I think they want to break Ethan, right? And
mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the story. I'm pretty sure it's John Griffin, the inspiration for the real life inspiration for the character of Man in Yellow, was that guy that he saw in LA.
Yep.
In the yellow suit, happy dancing. And then years later he comes back and the same guy's just beat up and defeated. So you have a character like Ethan, who's a young boy. He's happy, he's hopeful. And you can kind of see already how this place is kind of like altering the way he thinks, and kind of turning him into something different, something a little bit more bitter. So, I think there's a bit more to it. It's not just, Ethan wears yellow, right? Like that's usually how that is portrayed.
Yep.
I understand but there's a bit more to it.
I understand what you're saying, and it would have to be something more to it than what we've seen. It cannot just be Ethan is the Man in Yellow. I think the Man in Yellow is the Man in Yellow. Done deal. But when we look at the story of the Man in Yellow, we haven't seen the other side yet, right?
For real,
so
for sure.
We've seen the picture of when he was fine. We've seen the picture of his suit was clean. But we only have seen him in the dirty old man form, right? And everything else.
Yeah.
So we need to see what that version of him was before this. They have to show that. I just don't think
for sure.
And I know that we have a thing of cycles repeating. I don't know if they would turn Ethan. If he's gonna get turned to anyone, to me, it's gonna be Victor. Like he the next Victor. I mean,
yeah, no, I can see that too, but I mean, I also think there's like a weird Victor Ethan connection too. Like like maybe they tried to do to Victor what they're now trying to do to Ethan, but couldn't do it to him for some reason. So now they had to go through a whole other cycle to get to a new candidate kind of thing.
Now, what do you think?
And again, like,
what do you think they try to do to Victor?
Hey, God only knows, right? So like every theory we have is like completely incomplete, right?
Yeah, I'm just asking you what personally what you would think they try to do to Victor.
You know, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be able to. I wouldn't be so bold as to wager, I guess, just because you know we have so little information. You know, it feels like we have a lot of information, but at the end of the day, we don't have anything. So all we can kind of do is try to like find these pieces that seem like they connect up, and then work from there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to try to make bigger predictions, but I just don't think we have the pieces. It's funny in last episode, Donna scoops up half the puzzle and tosses it right in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, you thought you had a puzzle, put that in the bin. And I think that was the writers kind of trying to tell us that, like, hey, you know, a lot of the stuff you're working on is
they done said it. Listen, with the whole theories and shit they were talking about, they was talking about us. They was talking about us. They was talking about everything. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Oh, I heard this theory, Christy. I heard this theory. I heard this theory. Yeah. They're talking about us. This is what they do. Don't never think that these people who make these shows are so much above us that they don't pay attention to us, and that they won't say shit, slide shit like that to us. That's not the case.
That's the style of the show. It's like this is a water cooler talk show, so like they're paying attention to what everybody's saying.
And I would say they know where they fucked up with Lost. Now, I'm not a Lost person.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not a Lost person, even though I did see
I gave up on television for 20 years because Lost pissed me off so much. In fact, From brought me back.
Almost made me spit it out. Everything. But I did see the Lost symbol in that fucking cabinet with fucking
Nah, that was a Photoshop. That was like a deliberate troll.
Someone trolled that?
Yeah, there's a lot of trolling going on right now. It's kind of gross.
That is a great troll. I've seen that.
It is great.
What did I say?
I saw it.
I think it was on Facebook.
Yeah, it was on Facebook.
And I seen that they put the loss of these motherfuckers.
It's funny too.
It's blurry too. Like whoever did it did a good job because it's all blurry and shit.
Because the guy who actually posted it the first time in his first post says, "I made this." Like he admitted it in the post, and everybody else was like, "Oh my god." So people, you need to work on your reading comprehension skills.
Yeah. No, I seen it in there. I just glanced to it and I said, "What is that?" And I seen people saying it was Lost. I can't do anything. I'm not a Lost aficionado, but if it was there, to me that would just be an Easter egg for the show. Just a little nod. That they made that show and they put that.
To be truthful,
we see them do that with like they'll have like on shows they'll have the same burger company or they have the same drink that they do and stuff. You know that they do
just a little Easter egg.
Yeah, they just do. That's the only thing I would have thought that it was.
But yeah, no. In truth be told, everybody in the chat, you know, Lost wasn't bad. The ending makes sense. It's just you wouldn't know that the ending makes sense if you were watching just the TV show. There was too much auxiliary media with Lost that if you weren't on the website and if you weren't like crawling around looking at all these secrets and stuff, then you might have missed it.
But listen, man, real quick, our man Lee just gave a big donation.
Oh damn!
20.
Yeah. Oh holy shit! Yeah.
Memberships to the Familiar. Lee, my man, thank you so much.
God damn.
You know what I mean? I meant to give you a nickname, Lee. The blacksmith. I had to give you a nickname for that one right there. You know, thank you so much. Anyone who just became a member of 10th Line TV, please thank our boy Lee right here doing that for us, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. That's so nice.
For real. That's
We're gonna leave that on the screen for a while, man, because that's just generous, and we really appreciate that, man.
That's a big one, man. Yeah, and I guess before I split, I guess maybe I'll one more thing that's been popping up recently is the RV. There's a lot of talk about the RV, about how there's two different RVs.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say this. I'm not 100% confident. I did not work on this show, but there's two RVs because they needed one that could drive and one they could crash. They're not going to crash a brand new running RV. They're going to crash a junky piece of garbage RV. So that's why there's two RVs. It was the first episode where you see it. They were not expecting so many eyes to be on this show. So they're like, hey, it won't be a big deal. Nobody will notice. And that's it. I'm just going to say that. I don't want to like rain on anybody's parade, but I'm pretty sure it's just a production thing.
I wish I could go that route, but the fact that I say that there's a parallel dimension going on, it feeds right into my theory. So I'm gonna go with the other.
Sure. And I'll leave one more thing. I think I cracked what's going on with Jim, but I'm saving that. I'm gonna be watching Real later tonight, and I'm gonna ring in on Real and drop that one. But I'm pretty sure I cracked this whole Jim thing.
Well, listen, that's very nice of you to say that you cracked something, but you're not going to say it for all of us, the whole 300 people here.
Maybe everybody should just come up to Real afterwards.
We really appreciate you bringing that up. We do.
Everybody just move on over afterwards. We should all be, You guys are both my favorite, from presenters. A lot of other people, I watch some people here and there, but like you and Real, like, I've been watching Real for years. I just picked up on you just recently. But I like the way you guys do things. Real's fun because he has like a real broad outlook on everything. And you specifically, I like the way you kind of like, you have a more realistic, reasonable, measured approach to everything, which I respect. Instead of just saying, oh, look, I found this, and then that means, they're all on Mars or whatever. Like,
no, a lot of people overthink a lot of stuff. I don't overthink it. No, I don't do that.
No, and I respect that. And plus, you're like one of the only people that I can think of that is locked into the sci-fi element. I've been thinking that since the beginning.
And sci-fi from season 1.
Hey, people out in the chat, everybody who's always talking about Lovecraft, just understand cosmic horror is science fiction.
I know it. They just move the goal. They're like Lucy with the football when it comes to me. Right. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to bounce out. Give someone else a chance.
I'm not going for it. I'm just standing there waiting.
Right. All right. Yeah. No, I'm going to bounce out. Give somebody else a chance to chat. Appreciate you taking my call.
100%, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, take it easy.
And if you want to hear Demo's theory, make sure you tune in right after this Real Enigma and Theories. He's going to drop it there. There's a little bit of tease there. There's a little tease. I like that type.
Call from
Lisa.
And if you want to rock with the Don Tony Teflon.
Hi, Tony. Lisa here. How are you today?
I'm good, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited for the episode tonight. And I made some chicken carbonara, and I'm going to slowly do some appetizers before the episode.
A little carbonara. All right.
Yes.
All right. I got my drink here.
Yes,
I'm drinking what's this called? Negative 196. Zero.
Ooh, I should make a note of that. What is that? Because I'm drinking red wine right now.
It is. You got to go to. It's a vodka seltzer that you can only get like in the liquor store.
Negative 190. What is it?
Negative 196.
196.
Or I-9.
Okay, great. I-96. Okay, I
zero
got it.
sugar,
Okay,
zero carbs in that piece.
Oh, that is much needed because I, like you, really enjoy beer. Like, I lived in Virginia and lots of microbreweries and just any beer. Like, I'm a huge fan, but it's hard when you're trying to stay in shape.
Mm-hmm. I know this.
The reason I was calling was I think a lot of us agree that the color yellow is, a symbol that the show utilizes as hope or optimism. And I also thought that not just Ethan or Boyd were wearing it, but Fatima, when she arrived, she was wearing, she had her yellow beetle and she had her yellow cardigan, and really symbolized, known for having a lot of hope till she was, basically torn down, and all her hope was stripped away from her. And so I find that interesting. And with the man in yellow, like whoever the entity is that's taking over, Sophia must have been a resident at one point, and the man in yellow must have been a resident at one point, and maybe he likes to utilize that avatar because at one point that was a very hopeful human. And so I find that interesting.
I think, listen, when you deal with people, and any great villain, when Doug first came on my channel, and my channel is the first channel that Doug ever came on YouTube, right? I got him on here. And when he denoted his, he did a line from Frankenstein, basically how that the person who wrote Frankenstein, the lady who wrote, was like how every villain in the end always started off as the hero until they get broken and become a villain. So the fact he said that, and we look into that, I think there's a reason why he said it at the time. And I think that's what it is. At that one time, the man in yellow, or even right now, he might think he's doing the right thing. Now, he says he likes to watch people massacre themselves, his favorite part. So that sounds a little different. But I think at one time, he had Mary Shelley, thank you so much. They thought that this was the way to go. They thought that this was the thing to do and everything. So I think that was the case. And I think that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with people who may believe they're doing the right thing on their while they're doing it. And I think this is an experiment, and they're running this experiment to maybe save their parallel universe or save their dimension. And they're running it on people in this dimension because they can't run it on people in their dimension, or the government's against it, or something like that's going on. But I do think that they think they're doing it right. I don't think it's just straight evil per se. You know what I mean? I think it's a more gray area when it comes down to it.
And speaking of that, like it kind of reminds me of the Dark Knight, the Batman movie. That quote that Harvey says, which is really popular. So yeah, I definitely see that. I see, like that's what's so hard with me, as I've spoken about, or I've talked to you about it.
Or long enough to be the hero.
Trying to apply this, what we know about the science fiction and what's going on and what's the point. And if we're trying to salvage this dimension or this like how are we like bridging the gap with, like, okay, well, they're trying to lay down that what is the currency, right? The currency is that hope. Like, what do these entities, if you look at it in one way, like, what do they want? And they do want people to suffer and get this energy and whatever to accumulate into something, correct?
Yeah, I mean, hope. It's everything is energy when it's all said and done. And my new book that I have coming out, hopefully for the end of the season, explains a lot about that situation. But when I think that a lot of it is told to people to try to make them understand or sway them that it's more magical than what it is. Everything that we have been told, if you listen to what the characters are saying, they're laughing in the face that it's magical. Everything. We can go through it real quick. Boyd says, so we got a little boy running through a magical forest? Like, he's making a joke about it. You even hear Sophia say, oh, what kind of magic is in this talisman, right? There ain't no magic. She know it. That's why she's saying it. But people believe that there is. And I think that they're trying to wink and nod to let you know, and this ain't gonna have nothing to do with no goddamn magic in the end. This is gonna be some technology, some outer space shit, something like that, some parallel dimension thing going on here that's controlling this whole situation. And I think that the hope thing, I don't think, it's hope of energy. I guess it could be considered that, but look at the people who said it. Abby said it, right? To Boyd, the version of Abby. That version of Abby is diabolical. That version of Abby is not a good version. That's not someone who's trying to help out, because she was trying to help out. If you juxtapose when Julie comes into the RV, right? all of a sudden, Abby comes out of nowhere to distract everybody, boy, from what's going on there, right? So we can't look at Abby as and anything she's saying is hopeful. And again, if we go back, if we go back and we look at like fourth dimensional beings, and obviously we look at the Interstellar, the best movie that did it. When the guy came in form, he told them straight up that he came in the form that he would understand, that he seen his real likeness, he wouldn't physically or mentally be able to comprehend it. So he came in a form that was relatable to him. When you see it, when it comes in, it says in the books that we would not understand the form of it. So he comes in the form of the clowns and everyone else so we could see it. But the actual form, what he actually looks like, we could not comprehend that. And I think that's what we're dealing with when we deal with this situation. So I think the whole thing is just smoke and mirrors. They're just talking about it, just to talk about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like to make it seem more mystical than it actually is. Oh, the power of hope is why they're upset and everything else. I just think it's just smoke and mirrors with that stuff.
No, and I agree. That's the reason I'm trying to see, like, okay, so what is the game? Like when you're trying to terrorize every night, or you're trying to take away, or you're trying to pop, like, what is the reason of Fatima being the one that's getting like fucked over and having the birth like Smiley?
I think because she's the one who couldn't get pregnant, right? So, but we have to look at it too, and what the showrunners did say, and I'm the first one to tell you that showrunners can't lie. So, but they said that they always wanted to find a way to prove that the monsters were immortal, and they used this Fatima way to do it. I don't think it was written that way in the beginning. They were looking for a way, and then they came up with the idea, well, why not just let Fatima give birth to it? And they say, hey, what's wrong with it? So I don't think that's why, if you look at the continuity of it, she was already pregnant before Smile Monster died. So I think that's just what it was. I think that's just the way it goes, and it makes sense. Oh, it's a chick who can't get pregnant, blah, 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 all this other stuff, and it just fits like that.
I do think, and I get what you're saying, like maybe the storytelling wise, or visually, like attaching the color yellow, for example, is a way to show that. But I'm just thinking, like, overall, there is a constant thing of hope and like kind of terrorize and gain from that, though.
I mean, if you're in here, I mean, that's all you can have is hope. I think everyone would be filled with hope, right? And I think that when it comes down to hope is always the thing that humans have to survive life when it's all said and done, right? If you don't have hope, you can't survive in life. People who don't have hope don't survive in life. I don't think it's a mystical thing that they're feeding off the energy of hope or anything like that, like they're sucking that in and it's powering something. I just think that that's human beings. Like we have to have hope in anything that we do. And once you lose hope, it's more easier to manipulate people, right? When you have no hope for nothing, that's when people get on drugs. That's when people just say, fuck it, right? Without hope, that's where the word fuck it come from. Fuck it means lack of hope. If it's in the dictionary and say, what does fuck it mean? It would say lack of hope, because that's what fuck it means. Lack of hope. When you have no hope, you say, fuck it. I'll drink this fucking beer. I don't give a goddamn. I ain't losing these weight. I ain't losing these pounds. Ain't no one gonna like me, right? So I think it's more of a situation like that.
So do you think like the Lake of Tears is like a portal, like a gate, like how, in Lost, for example, it wasn't like mythology. I mean, it was how like it was the dimension was able to, the pocket dimension was able to move, and it was like a gateway. The well was a gateway area. Do you think the Lake of Tears is something like that, where it's like a physical way to kind of be able to move to in and out of that and that dimension? It
might be. I mean, we've seen Boy come out of a well, and then he lit a flame, and he was able to, that flame and that torch, and he was able to come from that dimension, that story walking dimension, and come back to the modern time by lighting that torch. I wish they would have ripped that torch open and seen what was inside of that torch and stuff. That's what I would have wanted to see, because I really believe when the end of the season happens, and that when we got that last episode when the tree falls in the forest, that they're going to chop a tree down, and then I think it's all, then you're going to see the wires and shit that's up in there. And I think that'll be that'll be that. And I know people, when they see it and eventually it happens, they're gonna hate it. And I don't know if people say, "Turn Tifler, you've seen everything." I ain't see shit. Right? Like there's no anyone able to say that I'm able to see anything because I ain't seen nothing. But I believe that when it happens and they chop down that fucking tree finally, it's gonna be a whole bunch of wires coming out that motherfucker, and then we're gonna see it just all portal. So the Lake of Tears could be a portal.
Yeah.
But I just think, when they name things like that on situations, I think that it's something bad happened there. Like something bad happened, and now it has a name of that because something terrible happened there. And I don't think that it's a good thing that they get there. I don't believe that Jim is trying, that whatever version of Jim that is trying to help Ethan. I think he's trying to lead him there because I think that something bad is going to happen, and that's just what it is. And whether it's the Lake of Tears, is that's where the massacre comes, or that's what starts the flood. Something's going to happen when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited to see because it's just, so this, I feel like overall this season, like these episodes are going to lead to like the part of the storytelling or part of the plot where everything kind of, for all the characters, like they're really fucked. And then next season's, the final season's going to be like kind of solving things, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be an Empire Strikes Back season, right? It's got to be where the town wins and that they look like they have no hope, right? That's what it has to look like when it's all said and done.
Oh my goodness. And then just going back to the last time we spoke with the freak, I do think that first, in order for story walking or things like to happen, when you are able to move through, like in string theory, there's 11 dimensions, right? And I think or maybe it's updated. I haven't read it in a while. But and then there's time as its own. And I think everything is how the atoms or your everything vibrates. And so I wonder if, like, with them using like the number 47 on the radio and stuff, and kind of explaining how maybe boys with the torch can like basically transfer through, right, to from one time where he was with Martin to another time, and how Julie can story walk.
I mean, I think we got to look at. I think people overlook it, and they don't look at look at the obvious, but let's just look at it for a second. Boyd puts a fire on a torch and then is transferred from one place to another place, right? The flame that is lit is what's there that transports him there, right? When he puts the fire out, he's already back there. So obviously that thing can transport to that other place where they were at from that. In the lighthouse, it's run by a big giant torch. Same torch,
that's
same style that Boyd got, and it's casting light down on everything. So what's the difference between Boyd's torch and that torch that's going on there? That torch in that lighthouse is what's keeping everybody up in there. To me, it's simple. I think that's what's going on here. I mean, that's where I see.
I do see what you're saying with that, but that's again like putting, how do you put science behind that? And like, for example, when they go through the faraway tree, they have to dematerialize and materialize, and that's why Dale gets, wherever he ends up, his atoms are blend together with the atoms of the what is it called when you make the pool thing?
I guarantee if they go into that lighthouse and turn that torch off, they'll all be out of there.
You think so?
100%.
Oh.
100%. If you go up there and you push that torch out and you turn that torch out, everyone's gone.
Well, I'm excited because in this preview, we do see Tabitha and Henry talking about, like, she's like, I don't care, I'm going to try to go through the tree again. But to get to the lighthouse, right? So I think like she thinks like that is important too.
100%.
So, well, I'll let other callers come in, and I feel like this is so much fun to talk about, and thank you so much.
No, thank you for calling. We appreciate you.
I think. Bye.
Bye. All right, we're bringing in the issues guy. All right, and because Phil is here, I'm going to shut down my phone line. I'm transferring over to Phil's phone line. And the reason why I do that is because on my phone line, Phil can't respond. You can't hear Phil when he responds, but you can hear him respond on his. That's why people wonder why I do that. That's the reason why.
I like
What's
being
going on, Phil?
I like-
Let me say before I get let me just go through. We got a couple of things going down here with super chats and stuff. Let me get them real quick before we got thank you so much, V, for gifting 5 memberships. We really appreciate you. Anyone who got a membership from her, please thank her personally. We got the Real Rebel, Eric, the Man in Yellow, O'Donna, and Victor are the first family of the From Dimension. I don't know if they, I mean, I guess we could look at it like that. We could see that. And we have another one that says, if injured story walking, do you come back injured? Yeah, well, we see Julie get slashed in the face, or not get slashed, but she has a slash in her face. And I'm going to assume that slash in the face happens when she's story walking, because we already seen her get into a tussle.
I'm going to say she lost some hair, which is going to lead to the haircut. Like she's going to have like lost a big chunk of hair, and she's going to end up cutting it rest, and that's going to get the short Julie haircut.
All right, let me change the banner because we're not using this number. The new number.
Tony, during last night, someone left us a voicemail. So let's play this.
All right.
Hi, this is Cassandra from San Diego. I've been watching the show since the beginning. One thing that's always gnawed at me is Jade's entrance into the town. Like, where was he coming from? Why was he on drugs in the middle of the day? Who the fuck is Toby? They hadn't driven through town yet because no one had seen their car, their Audi, or knew who they were. So this was their first time circling through. They couldn't have been driving erratically like that for very long. Otherwise, they would have crashed already.
Acid is a hell of a drug.
When I saw episode 1, I remember thinking that the guy playing Toby was just a really bad actor and overacting. Even in the scenes between him and Sarah, it seemed like the characters knew each other, and I was really confused at the time watching episode 1. So I wonder if you guys have any theories related to Toby or Jade's backstory or anything else like that from episode 1 that you think might come back and be relevant.
I know,
like the showrunner said it would be.
Thank you, caller from San Diego. And I do know that Tony does. I'm going to pass this over to Tony really quick because he's been saying something about Jade since the beginning. And all I'll say about this is they were tripping. So tripping means they could see the town and then be like a kitty cat and go running off in the middle of the field. Like, I buy it. I'm surprised they made it that far, tripping, driving.
Yeah, listen, I've been in the car with people tripping, and I've seen them drive regular.
Me too, Tony.
Like, I've seen people drive regular tripping. I've been in the car with people tripping, and they laughing the whole time, but they maintaining the car. So yeah, I said it from season 1, and I'll say it again. It's Jade is the father of this thing. It's his program, his quantum program, that allowed this whole thing to happen. In the future, whatever that program is, that quantum program is the software that they use to be able to get the power to do what they're doing, everything to right off the bat. You know what I mean? That's what I think it is. It's whether it's wormhole technology that they were able to run into and get everything jumping off of.
Be careful.
What I mean?
Be careful.
That is what happened here. That is what the deal is, 100%. So I would say, you know what I mean? That's the way it is. I think when it's said and done, and you go back season 1, go look at my video and you'll see it's called "It's All Jade's Fault." I mean, I said it back then. In the end, that's what it's going to be with Jade. They're not going to bring up, as I said, they bring up all this science and all this stuff in the end just to say, oh, it wasn't science, it was just magic the whole time, and that's why Jade couldn't comprehend it. No, Jade says specifically, there's a reason why this happened, and someone is doing this, and I'm going to figure out how. That's it. That's what it is. And he says specifically, you guys in here are like rats in the maze. I'm chasing the piece of cheese, but it's people like me who place the cheese. What is Jade? Jade is a computer scientist, and that's who places the cheese. And he said it right then. And that's what it's going to be in the end. It's going to be those people like Jade who placed the cheese and got this whole thing going.
And you could say that he even got it going in the past stuff that we've seen with him and Miranda. If that stuff's true, he had some part. So it could be some weird paradox where he starts it on many different levels and it connects into something that he did.
Well, if it's his program that starts it and then they go all the way back and then they start the whole thing, that would be a reason why he's the one. Because Jade wasn't, I think the people I understand, Jade wasn't supposed to be there, right? Jade and Toby, they didn't bring Jade and Toby in. They brought in the Matthews. And then the other entity, the one that's also trapped that Sarah's happened, was able to sneak Jade and Toby in. See, that's what every time there's two cars, doesn't mean they're supposed to be there. The second car is when they're able to sneak somebody in, right? And this happened before. And then that's when Victor says that's when the deaths start happening. Because whoever is captured there also, not the people in town, there's someone else in there captured that want to go home too, like Sarah said they said to her. Those people were able to sneak somebody in, and when they sneak that person in, that's when the town or the people kill everybody and the massacre starts. And that's what happened with Jade this time. Jade was not supposed to be in there. Toby was not supposed to be in there. They were snuck in. The first car, the Matthews, were meant to be there, and then probably somehow they're able to sneak people in at certain times, and they snuck that other car in there. And that's how Jade got in there. And that's why the massacre is going to happen, just like it happened before, because they're not supposed to be there. Jade was not meant to be there. But they brought him in there because they know that it was his computer program that started this shit, and they know that he'd be able to figure this out and stop it.
Real Rebel Eric says, "Yep, Jade is the little scientist with the suitcase." And I saw real enigmas and theories. Shout out to Tony and Phil. Shout out to Real. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join him at 10 o'clock right after this for the right before show. And
he's not going. He's. I don't think he's sleeping tonight. I think he's doing a right before show, the live watch party, and then reaction after.
So he'll be up till 4 in the morning.
Yeah, he'll be at 4 in the morning. He'll be at 4. He'll be up to 4 in the morning.
It's a long night for real. So someone else said something I wanted to jump onto in a second too. Give me 1 second. Tony, I love you, but I remember during season 1 you talking about he's talking about a lot of aliens now. When's it stopped, Megan? Are you implying there that he stopped talking about aliens? He's still talking about
I've been saying it from the beginning. I'm not gonna.
He's not stepping away from the aliens.
I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep going with it. I know I'm right, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm telling you. I told y'all people that show Sugar that they were aliens, and that show Sugar, and people laughed at me about that. Oh no, the alien theory, huh? Teflon. What happened? The motherfucker came out blue, and he was an alien, right? So come on, man. I ain't worried about it. Not at all. Not at all.
So when we see in this preview, I know you've talked about one thing I want to, because I thought different, and I'm curious if you have a different perspective now that you've seen the preview for this coming episode. Anyone that's really conscious about previews for next episodes, sorry, block your ears for 30 seconds here. So we see the boy in white in the preview, or excuse me, we see the teenager in gray. We see the middle-aged man and with his deep voice now. He has a deeper voice than me now. If we see him and Sophia in the same episode as individual situations, do you change your opinion that you think the boy in white might be the man in yellow? Because I think that they're two separate entities, and I think that this episode may prove it.
No. I think that it's all the same game. It's all the same game.
They're totally
the same. Watch me, Victor. I seen the boy in white. And then he's gonna say, and they show when he's walking down there and the boy in white's waving at him and shit, and he had that whole dream when the first massacre. And now when they show Julie back there, you're gonna see it wasn't the boy in white; it's gonna be the man in yellow, and they're gonna be interchangeable, And this like we seen before with Victor. Oh, it was Jasper talking. No, it was the boy in white. Again, that whole shit was a setup. They were trying to kill Christopher, and I don't know how anybody who looks at it don't see it. I broke it down in my video of how they tried to set Christopher up, right? And Christopher was not having it. The boy in white went to him and said, "Oh, you have to go through the faraway tree, Christopher. That's how you'll be able to save the children in the tower," right? And Christopher was like, "Bullshit. I'm not going to no fucking tree. I don't believe that shit." Christopher's not a dummy. But Victor eavesdropping, right? Going on there doing some Bran Stark shit. This eavesdropping, he hears it. He runs back to his mother. Then all of a sudden, his mother tells his mother. So his mother's like, all right, stay here. I'm going to go through the tree. When she goes to the tree, who's waiting there? Oh, it just so happens that the Smile Monster is just standing there waiting at that time. And what does he do? He runs his ass after her. You never seen him run before, but he ran his ass after her to get her ass, right? We hear Randall specifically say that the monsters have specific patterns, that this is what they do. And he named out all of their patterns that they do. And he said they follow a strict rule every night of where they go, like an NPC. This is what it is. It's never been Smiley's pattern to go and hang out by that faraway tree and wait. He was sitting there waiting because the boy in white, who was the man in yellow, had him waiting there to kill Christopher. But instead of Christopher, because of Victor's big mouth, he got Miranda killed because she believed him and went out there and stuff.
I agree with everything you said, except for that they're the same. I think they're on the same side. I don't think they're the same entity. I think they're two separate. I think they're two
motherfucker, man. It's gonna be the
same. We shall see. There's no use arguing over this one. This is something we'll definitely find out. I think they're two separate entities that are both fucking evil and creepy.
No, that
you keep saying
is a guarantee.
The man in yellow is like a heavy and stuff. I think he's a heavy to the boy in white.
All right. You think the boy in white is
yes
controlling the man in yellow?
Yes, I think he's.
I think once you see that Victor got the man in yellow and the boy in white confused, that's the proof. Like that's the proof that they're the same person. I think that's what it's going to be. And it's like I said, I definitely think we're going to find out. Yellow, I think the boy in white. Let's go through it. I mean, I did it all in the video, but I'll go through it with y'all real quick right now. Boy in yellow. It might as well be. The boy in white tells Sarah and Boyd to go inside the tree, right? Get in here. They're right, Sarah. The place is angry. Go in the tree, you'll be safe, right? And he says, oh, go in the tree, I'll be safe. He jump up in the tree. All of a sudden, Boyd's trapped in the tree. Trapped up in the well. Sarah gets sent back to the town that was trying to put her ass in the box. What was going on out there that was so crazy? It was just raining. There was no lightning strikes. It was just rain. How is rain threatening? There's no threat that was there that you had to. It's desperate. We're getting wet. We need to get inside this tree. Who give a goddamn about getting wet? There's nothing else going on. I could see if there was bolts of lightning striking by their feet and shit and everything else, and then avalanches and mudslides coming. 100%. I could see it going down that way. 100%, I could see that. You know what I mean? But no. That's not what was happening. It was dripping on their head. Put an umbrella on. Throw your jacket over your head if you're so sensitive. But because it was raining, and then all of a sudden, right after that, the rain stops, right? Once they go up in there and everything else. That's when the rain stops. But they get up in there, and all of a sudden, here's Martin in there, knows everything. Puts the worms in Boyd, tells Boyd specifically, when you go in the faraway tree, that's when they get you, right? If you listen to the affliction of the man's voice, at the end of that, he says, that's when they get you. When the man in yellow is talking to Jim, he says, this is my favorite part, right? He was talking regular. At the last line, he goes, but this is my favorite part. Just like Martin said, that's when they get you, right? This is not coincidental. I don't believe in coincidence in life in general, but this is not. It's because they wanted the same. They used Boyd to bring those shits back into town and give a goddamn about killing Smiley. That's what unleashed the Cicadia monsters, and that's what unleashed everything. And that's when Sarah said, aha, they laughed at you. He's laughing at you because you brought the monster back into town. He's laughing at you because of it. When we hear the man in yellow, he's constantly got a giggle on when he's played by Sophia. Right? Who else is going to be laughed at? You know what I mean? This is what it is, man.
Tony, we got a voicemail. For some reason, it went straight to voicemail, but that lets us savor this a bit more. Here we go.
Hello, this is the voice at 916.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was hoping to talk directly, but I'll leave a voice.
No, wait, Phil. Wait, Phil.
Tony,
We got, wait, stop.
Jade.
Phil, stop it. We got to get her to call back in. We got to wait. Voice of 916. We're sorry that voice went straight to voicemail. Please call back in, please. We got to hold that, Phil. We got to see if we can get the call back in. You got to hold that. We got to hold that one right there. If she doesn't call back in, then we'll play it. But we got to hold. Maybe she'll call back in because something happened. And all that stuff and everything else and all that good stuff. Tony needs a cigarette. What do you mean Tony needs a cigarette? What's that mean? Oh, the voice of 916. We all need a cigarette, goddammit. We all need a cigarette after that. Phil, what are you looking forward to in this episode?
Honestly, to see the boy in white, because we see so little of him, and to see him pop up in situations. And I mean, I think the first few episodes that we've had is a lot of reactions for things that have already happened. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing the story progress a little further. You were talking a little bit earlier about Acosta and Boyd. I definitely think he's going to make some associations to associating her with Abby. And that might be a connective point. We've always talked about maybe her kicking him out of town or rising up against him. Maybe we read that wrong and they end up being allies eventually. This episode could go an interesting way and they could end up.
They could kill Kenny off and make her the new deputy.
Yeah, or the three of them could be a team for a while until Kenny and her die at some point. But you
already got to bring her up to die. You could have left that out, Phil. You don't have to stay there.
She's going to do something really good. She's going to make a really good positive decision. Then she's going to die. That's how it works. She's gonna make the right decision. Her and Boyd are gonna squash it. They're gonna do something big and huge and come to a plan. And he's gonna think he saved her and think a good thing happened. And then she's gonna die in front of him, and it's gonna be fucking horrifying. And they're gonna get to him again. I guess I'm speculating, but that's where I think it's unfortunately going with Acosta. I think her and Boyd in this next episode will squash it, and we'll understand her more and a little bit. So the haters might have to eat some crow, but I do think she's going to end a hero, but a sad hero. Why is everything going to voicemail right now?
You're goddamn right, Chocolate Thunder. I caught him though. I caught him. I wasn't gonna let that go. He tried to slip it in there. Phil is the tip master. He must have practiced that many times with women.
Just a little bit.
Wow. I can't say no more. My mom's watching. Goddamn. But listen, I hope that she lives, and even if she gets with Boyd, you know what I mean, that's fine. I'm cool with that, because that means that the Don definitely had a shot. If she gets with Boyd, that means the Don would have definitely got her. Goddamn, if I was in Frontville, it would have been a wrap. If Boyd could pull it off, then I know Don would have definitely pulled it off. It would have been over.
I don't mean like that. I just mean them as a team.
I know what you're saying. I'm saying in general, like if she somehow gets a Boyd and somehow she's Abby 2.0,
yeah,
and she gets a Boyd or something like that, then that means a Don shot. It's just like Chris Rock said with Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson dating Dwayne Dupree. We all had a shot.
yeah, totally. It's like when Drew Barrymore in the 90s married Tom Green or some shit. You're like, oh wait, that happened.
Drew Barrymore married Tom Green. We all had a shot to get.
We all had
Drew
a shot
Barrymore.
in the 90s.
We could all got Drew Barrymore. All right, we could all got it. That's who I look at. So if you get with Boyd, then I'll just like Don would have had her. If I was in Farmville, it would have been more mine. And that would have been it. And that would have got us out of there. Or maybe I would have stayed there. Hey, this place ain't so bad. We got pancakes and shit, We can just chill here for a while.
Tony, you may need to turn your phone line back on just because for some reason it keeps going to voicemail. Even though I have it set on it, it's like sending things to voicemail right now.
Is it really? All right, I'll open mine back up in a second. Let me grab another drink, Phil. Hold it down for me, brother. I appreciate you.
I will. Let's see in the line. Let's see if it's fixed. Let's see if I fix this shit. Okay. Let's see if this next someone try to call in if you can. 781-990-8509. Let's test this shit out and see if it works. Abby ain't Oh no, it's working. It's working. Thank you, Treasure. I appreciate you, Treasure. The ringing sound happened.
Thank you, Treasure.
Welcome to the show. I didn't play your voicemail yet, but I'm glad to know that the voicemail line's working.
Then I'll say the voicemail. I'm so disappointed that Jasper wasn't a guest star on From. I was so looking forward to the puppet being malicious. I was so looking forward to that. And when he said, it's not the boy in white, I forgot. It was Jasper, or it wasn't Jasper, it was the boy in white. I thought, I can't trust Victor at all. Victor is such an unreliable narrator. You almost want to think opposite of what Victor said.
Yeah, pretty much. As Tony says, everything he says is like the first story's bullshit, and you know he's gonna follow up on it in a second. And I also wanted a little Chucky doll running around town too. That would have been fun.
Oh, and when he was like when he was sweating Jasper, like, come on, talk. That was some kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that's cinema. That's cinema right there. I want to see the doll. I want to see all that shit. So yeah, I'm with you. I like the moments that we got with it, but I remember, because it's been a while since I saw 3. I've been watching 1 and 2 right now. I haven't caught back up to 3. It's I wanted more of that doll.
I did too. And I want less of the dolls that we're going to get, I think.
The
weird
freaking
it looks goofy and it looks dumb. I don't want it to go that direction, because I always thought the lady in the kimono was silly. Sorry. I really thought she was just kind of silly. I like Jasper silly. I don't like the big weird Cabbage Patch doll series.
No, I hear you, but let's wait to see it in context, because sometimes this is why sometimes, and I know some people, myself included, I try to avoid a lot of pre-stuff, just because seeing it in the context of what you're gonna see happen. Like if you had even just seen like some of the stuff in the brick wall of with Dale in the brick wall or something, I think in context it can seem a little weird, but like if you see it in the moment, it can really hit you home.
That is silly if you don't understand how he got in that wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you go. Did he drink some mutagen and like have sex with the Thing from Fantastic Four or something? Like why is he stuck in that situation? You don't know what really happened to him. If they just show that out of context, it could be just what happens when breeding with Marvel heroes goes wrong. It just seems like a bad situation. It's
a totally bad situation, and I really am leaning into the boy in white is the man in yellow.
Go for it.
You're both correct, because if he's not the man in yellow, they are on the same side.
Yeah.
But I argue I should probably get a hobby that's actually productive. I argue with people online about this.
That's a productive hobby. I mean, you're not getting anywhere.
And we'll say, listen, Sarah said when Boyd mentioned and he said, so what we got, a little magical boy? What am I doing Boyd's voice for when like people think I sound like him anyway? I should just use my voice. And Boyd says, what do we have? A boy running around the magical forest? The first thing out of Sarah's mouth was, I don't think he's a boy.
Right. And you watched him transform into a girl. How is transforming in? And he's not a boy anymore. He's more like Ombre and Wonka. He's a man now with a big man voice. And
what are you talking about? I'm the boy in white.
Sorry. I'm starting to think his little short pants are silly too now. I don't. You know what? He's got to stop wearing the shorts and the little looking like he's about to go play tennis.
Yeah, he's a Wimbledon fan. You know what I mean? He's got the Magic Johnson shorts on and shit.
And but what do? I think. I take it back. I thought Sarah was going to die. I think whoever the girl in yellow is talking to is Henry, because they have a weird scene together where they're drinking tea or something, and then she says, I want to play while she's on top of someone. I think it's Henry.
It might be. I mean, Henry ain't long for this earth. Acosta, listen, and I've said this in my video, and I'll make another video so I said people get the reason why Tabitha was allowed to go out was to bring back this form of Henry. To bring Henry back. That was why the whole purpose the boy in white pushed her out there was to bring Henry's ass back in here. They needed Henry in here. And that's why everything went down. And that was the whole thing. So they want to kill that version of Henry.
that version of Henry. I agree. And I have to, I've been dying to ask two of you this question because has it been confirmed that Miranda was sleeping with Christopher? Because online, a lot of people seem to think that's just part of, that's just a commonly held belief that's confirmed, that they had a child together that died. That's not confirmed, is it?
It's not confirmed.
No.
But it's obvious that they were sleeping together. I mean, it's obvious they were sleeping
or they
together.
had some soul deep emotional connection of some kind. Who
Because
knows
how does she have a whole when you look at the when she was there and she came in a little station wagon, whatever she brought, she was packed like she was leaving Henry. Like she wasn't packed like I'm taking the kids to go to Walmart. I'll be right back. She had a whole trunk full. So that marriage was over, probably because Henry was an alcoholic. Have you noticed that every one of versions of them all have something to do with alcohol? They're all alcoholics.
You notice that Henry's always in the bar?
Right.
They're all alcoholics. Jim would have been an alcoholic, but his dad was one, or he would have been. All of Miranda's husbands are alcoholics.
I made a post that I put
Tabitha
Henry,
ain't
Jade,
easy, Tony.
Henry, Jade, and Jim next to Miranda. I said, please understand, her soul has been married to all three of these men. And do you know how much arguments are her soul or her essence has something to do with these three men? These three men share Tabitha's love. And people just downright disagreed with me. So I don't know, I'm playing the who's sleeping with whom game sometimes with from. And see, I think if you were in that kind of a traumatic situation, everyone would be sleeping with everybody.
I mean, the series kind of starts that way with the Colony House, group fun, and everyone but Porn Stash seems to be, having
right.
That's what made Porn Stash do what he did, because no one wanted him involved in it. He couldn't get no play in there, not even from the big girls. I mean, no one wanted him.
And Julie, it shows Julie like experimenting. Like, I think if you were in this kind of life and death, high pressure situation, there would be a lot of sexuality happening and a lot of. They showed it with Colony House, but I think most people would stay at Colony House. I don't think there'd be a town. I'm probably wrong on that, but I'd probably stay at the clinic at this point if I was brought into.
I could never stay at Colony House. I could chill at Colony House, but I could never stay there. I could never stay. I have to be in town on my own. I can't have people around me like that. I'm not allowed. Like, I'm cool. Listen, you can't take my shit and rock it. Like, I'm not into that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not into that. When I was young and I was a child, or I would say 16, 17, me and my peoples, we switch outfits and shit and all that stuff. We do that, but as a grown ass man, there's no way that shit's going down like that. You know what I mean? There's no way.
If Porn Stash was coming in there and grabbing the Yankees hat. And
listen, man, I can't have nobody's Bojangles up in my drawers but my own. That's just the way it is.
That's why I think the clinic is kind of the new middle ground between town and Colony House. The clinic seems like the cool new place. I really think so. There's the cool lesbians. You've got medical equipment. But then again, the door gets left open quite a bit at the clinic. Do you think Kenny's going to die soon?
Gee, that switched quick.
That was a hell of a transition.
Like, the clinic is such a good place. It's nice lesbians there.
Will Kenny
die? Like, that was a big switch there. Like,
will he burn in hell?
I will say that I always thought that Kenny is endgame material. Until he actually dies, I'm gonna believe he's endgame material.
Yeah.
Just because I want to say they killed Kenny, you bastards. That's the only reason I want Kenny to die.
Me too. And on our death draft, Real is the person that has Kenny. Neither Tony and I.
So we got to root for Kenny being alive, so Real don't get those points.
Yep.
Well, we'll go back to talking about how much fun is the clinic, though. I mean, sure, there's like lesbian drama, but lesbian drama is always kind of interesting. Like, I like their drama. I'd love to be witness to their drama, and I don't mean you know what? Maybe I'd like to see all their drama, but I'd like to like watch their fights and like be a fly on the wall for those fights. And I'd like to see how they deal with
let me see. Colette, are you and Mom still watching? I'm gonna before because I'm about to say something. I gotta make sure. Is she? I gotta see if my sister and my mother's watching. And I gotta see if they watching. They still watching. If not, I'm waiting to see if there's a response. There's no response in a little bit. Then I know that.
Rubbing my hands like Birdman.
But my mom spoke to me earlier, and she told me earlier today. She was like, I like to come in there. I like to see you and Phil doing your thing and everything, but I don't stay because I know you got to talk your talk and everything else. All right, so I would say, I would say she's not. They're not in there. Listen, this is what I think about the goddamn clinic and the clinic of lesbians, as you called it. I'm not calling it that, but you did. So I'm going on what you're saying. I would say this. What it's all about. You ever see those things back in the day when I was young? They used to have these like vials that was see-through, and they had a cigarette in it. And it said, in case of emergency, break glass. Does anyone remember those things?
Yeah, with the little hammer and stuff like that.
Yeah. That would be my dick in that clinic with them. All right? With the two lesbians. That's what if I was up in there, that's what would be in that glass.
Emergency cock.
Yes, if an emergency happened, I'm here. I'm here. Just in case something jumped off. I'll be in this motherfucking goddamn.
Oh, she heard that one, Tony.
They're just so pretty. They're just so pretty. They're so nice.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. You said bye. Maybe she didn't hear that. Oh my God. Jeez, I'm gonna get smacked in the face for that one.
Sorry, Tony. I want to make you aware. I'm sorry.
But don't you agree the clinic is kind of groovy, and it's not. I know that Colony's house just smells like patchouli and body odor. Ugh. I know the little house.
Oh, you're disgusting me. Don't say that word. Patchouli. Oh, no. A million hippie festivals, nightmares. That flies into my brain. Sorry.
Hey, I think you talked about this before, but I was just watching Weird Al Yankovic. You do look like you do embody him. Is Dad?
Dad, yeah. No. One of these days, I've told it before, but I did get to meet him once, and it was a fun story, and I did call him Dad. It's great.
My goodness, I was just watching. Even your voice quality is the same as listening to me interviewed. You totally. But let's see what else about Fromville.
My mother was busy in the 70s, so she was. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not sure who my dad is. So
the 70s was the 70s. Yeah. I mean, the 70s was a wild time.
There's a lot of lewds and cocaine going on. That's all I'm saying.
The 70s was a wild time, a wild decade.
Yeah, I know you. I know you're from Vegas, so nothing is that crazy.
Were you born in the 70s?
Yes.
You don't look or sound like you're almost 50.
Thank you.
I'm 52. I was born in the 70s.
I'm similar. I'm in the similar age group.
Cool. Is it on tonight at midnight, or is it? When does it show? It's on tonight at midnight, right?
12:01. Yep.
12:01. I can't wait. I wish I was into other shows as much as I am into this. I just don't care about the Dragon show anymore. I just don't. I cared all I could. I just can't care no more. But this is about the Dragon show.
It is. It does premiere on season finale night, which is interesting.
Isn't it? It is. But I'm not looking forward to it because From will be over, and I love From.
That's the first ever Game of Thrones trailer that I didn't cover. Was this last one of House of the Dragon? First one in my history of my channel that I didn't do a video for. I
was pretty impressed with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and there's a weird overlap between people who like From and people who like Game of Thrones. It doesn't seem like the same groups would like those two movies, but there is. I don't know. I like From more. I'm so addicted to this show. I wish I could read ahead. For the first time, it's been a while that there was a piece of totally fresh new media. I wish I could read ahead, so I could lord it over everybody else, like I used to do with Game of Thrones. Be like, oh well, I read the book. You don't just slap me for that. That was such bull. Well, in the books it's like this.
So what
I
do you?
did-
So let me get this right, Treasure. You're asking for like the scripts early because you want to hold it over people's heads that you know what's gonna happen. I love it. I mean, I'm here for it, but I just want to make that clear what you were saying. That I love it. You're saying you want these scripts so you can fuck with people, and I'm so for that.
If I could say, oh, I read the book. If I could be that kind of obnoxious, I would. I would so be obnoxious. But
I
that's
love
not
it.
exactly how books. That's because it was fun. I'm gonna just admit it. For Game of Thrones, it was so much fun to say, well, in the books, Ramsay doesn't marry her in the books. It was so great. Like, it was just really great to be like, it was different in the books. It was better in the books. And I don't actually believe the book is better. When people say the book is better, most of the time I say, have you watched television? You watch TV. Like, it's got emotion and it's awesome. You should watch TV.
I think what happens when people read books, and the reason why they think the books are better, is because the book is what you want it to be. Like when they tell you the castle is there, you imagine that castle. When they tell you that these people are there, you imagine what they look like. When you look at TV and you see it, and this is what they look like, that's not what I was thinking in my head. I didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought he was going to look more like Henry Cavill. Like, you know, so I think that once they get that in their head, and I think that's why they think the books are better.
I wrote Phil. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. My son and I love.
Are you gonna say it?
Yeah, my son and I love Julie B. Deep dives very much. We listen to her a lot. And my 15-year-old son has never seen her, but he sees her little blue picture and he goes ahead and calls her Julie B. Thick Thighs.
Says what?
Julie B. Thick Thighs.
6 eyes.
Thick thighs.
Thick thighs. Yes,
Julie B. Thick thighs.
Does she? Instead of deep thighs, she's thick thighs. I don't know how thick Julie's thighs are. I wouldn't be one to confirm or deny anything like that. I wouldn't know or anything like that. But if it is, then I'm sure her husband is having a good time with them.
Her little swimming cartoon has an itty bitty waist and hips and big thighs. So he calls her Julie B.
I understand why you say it. I understand why. That's funny.
And it's poetic. And it's definitely
poetic.
She's my second favorite. Like, I like listening to her, and she disagrees with me on everything. Like, I don't call in or anything like that, but she disagrees with me on everything. But I still like to listen to her. She's my second favorite. So you guys are gold, she's silver, and there's several people who are bronze.
I like silver better anyway. That's cool.
No, we're gold, Phil.
I think she said we're silver. We're silver.
No, she didn't.
You guys are gold. You guys are by far the gold medalist.
Oh, thank you.
Julie B is the silver medalist, and the bronze goes to about 4 people.
That works.
Well, as long as we're gold, yeah, that's what matters.
Yeah, remember what I said about silver being better? I was lying. It's gold.
47. And you know what? Now I can't help but notice 47 all over the place. The year I was 47 was a good year, though.
Yeah, really I was just going to say 47, something I was several years ago.
That's terrible. I can't believe I'm middle-aged, but that has nothing to do with From. Does anyone die of natural causes on From, do you suppose?
Well, I would say, look, we got Christine Jellybean say 71. Shout out to 1971, being born in 1971. Listen, and being beautiful. But look, listen, people born in Generation X have aged the best out of any generation that's been on this fucking planet. Period. You could pick the generation.
It's the microwave meals that we ate. All those
whatever it is. Like, Generation X has aged the best out of any generation who has aged on this planet. You can go back and look at people in the 70s, and they were 25 years old. They look like George Jefferson. I mean, when you look at Carol O'Connor, when he was in All in the Family, he was 35 when he played that part.
The Golden Girls were supposed to be like 40 or like 50 years old.
The Golden Girls were like 40 years old when they played 40, that
50
shit.
years old or some shit like that. Something ridiculous.
It's their old lady haircuts. It's their old lady haircuts. Like, have you ever looked at them when they put like modern styles on them? They look a lot better.
Especially Betty. And by the way, Tony, you're totally going to be playing the Sixers, so be prepared.
No, you be prepared.
Oh no, I don't. I'm rooting for you guys at this point. Actually, no. Actually, it's 92-87 with 8 minutes left, so it's closer than I thought.
Yeah, you got no Tatum playing either, right?
Nope.
I probably the 15-year-old that nicknamed Julie V probably needs to be fed, and I probably need to take care of him and stuff. Maybe, like I hear him. "Ah." Do you guys like? I gotta ask. Do you guys like South Park?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Freedom's March. I'll get to the rest of the super chat.
Freedom is
Right.
free.
Gen X age is like fine fucking wine. Number one, Generation X. People born in Generation X are the most sexiest people who ever walked the face of the earth. It's obvious. It's pretty obvious. Go look at them. You'll see it. That's the case. Generation X. We're also the ones who stopped. We stopped the beating of children. Like everyone in Generation X got their ass kicked by their parents. And we stopped that. And everyone before all that got their ass kicked by their parents. We stopped that. We put a stop to that. This is what Generation X is all about. We change shit, and that's just the way it goes when it's all said and done. So,
you just really want to hear that, Kenny. You want to come here and like leave us a message that says they killed Kenny, you bastard, right? That's what this comes down to, right?
You bastard. I can't. That's why I let Kenny go. I don't really like Kenny. I don't really like him. He's such milquetoast. I don't really like Kenny. Like, I know I'm supposed to, but I don't really like Kenny. I don't like the Matthews family either, and I know I'm supposed to, but I don't. I can't determine if it's. I think this will get me a lot of hate. The worst thing about the show is the acting. The worst thing about the show is some of the actors are really bad.
It's uneven.
Some of the great actors, when they're in a scene with the bad actors, it's a little bit painful. And I won't say who's bad, because the actor who plays Kenny isn't that bad. He's just not he has things happen to him. He is on the reciprocating end of things happening to him. He's not really reactive, I think.
All right, so I'll say this about that. So when it comes to acting, all right, and I'm not, and you have the right to your opinion, and I'm not going to try to sway you from it. But I also think but I also think that it also has something to do with what they're given. Actors usually can only act on what they're given, and if you're not given, like I think this chick Sophia who came in there is doing a tremendous job, and I think that she's a superstar on the rise. Like I see her talent a mile away, but I also will say that she's given a lot of juicy stuff that other people, I don't think, were given that juicy stuff. So you could only act what you got. And I think that just to say that they're not as good or whatever from what they were given in this, I'd have to see them in multiple things to really say if that was the case. You know what I mean? So that's the way I would look at it. But I understand what you're saying. Like, this is not Severance. If you're trying to say like it's not that, then you're right. It's not Severance. It's not The Sopranos.
You don't have John Turturro and Christopher
it's not The Wire. It's not that type of show though. But am I saying that they're better than The Walking Dead? Yeah, I think everyone in there is better than all the actors from The Walking Dead.
The chick that played Helena was so good. And you know what? She was good. She was given good material. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I'm gonna, you know what? Since I'm the girl right now, I get to say something a little off color. Here goes. I can't believe how attractive Sophia, the actress Sophia, is. Because
I hadn't noticed. I totally hadn't noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Where is she hiding her boobs? Because I see her in bathing suits and she's like a double D. Where is she hiding them in her little house dress? She has the most beautiful body, most beautiful body I think I've ever seen ever. She's just with the waist length hair. I don't even know if Playboy is around anymore, but she's Playmate material.
No comment.
I'm gonna allow this woman to say what she said and
no. I'll hear what she says. I'm not going to interrupt her, Tony. I'll hear what she has to say, and I'm not interrupting, but I'm not going to add anything on right now.
I'm not going to say nothing. She is 20. People say in the chat she is a 23-year-old. So I'm not saying shit about her like that. But I'm going to allow you, and I'm not going to say I disagree with you on that. But at all. But hey.
Yeah.
You know,
That's exactly, Tony. Hey, hey, hey. What you gonna say? You're gonna say, hey, hey.
That's all I'm gonna say on it. Hey, 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 hey,
What
hey.
you gonna say? What you
But
gonna
they do be having like
White shit.
like they have done like I've seen in like they've strapped people up a little bit. Like women have said in acting that they put like not corsets but stuff to push their stuff in them that make it when they look younger to make them look younger and stuff and everything.
Well, I do think it's funny that they're putting glasses on her to like take away from it. I think everything on her is so pretty, and I'm straight, like mostly straight. But her teeth are nice, her face is beautiful,
What
her
does
body
that
is
mean, Phil?
What?
I'm straight like most.
Hetero-flexible?
What does that mean? that's a contradiction in itself. Like you can't say I'm straight, well, mostly straight.
Darmok Jahada Tahangra? I'm sorry, someone was quoting Star Trek.
That's like Funk Master. That's like, who is it? Funk Master Flex or Mr. C? Was it Mr. It was Mr. C when he was like he's like, I'm not gay. I just let transsexuals blow me, but I'm not gay. I'm just saying. I'm not saying either way. You do what you want and be happy. And
I call myself try. I'll try.
I'm not trying. I'm just saying that to me, Mr. C is a little. I would just say, how can I put this gently? I would say his slippers are slippery. That's the way I look at it. And he's just fighting himself for it. There's no need to fight yourself for it, brother. Go for
it. I'm not. No. You know what? I live without labels. How's that? I'm a groovy hippie chick, and I live without labels. I don't know.
I'm with you, minus the chick part.
She's really pretty. Is the last thing I'll say. She's really pretty. She's exceptionally pretty. I think she wins the contest of pretty girls now. I think Sarah's really
no.
Costa is in the room, and Tony's
there. There's no one better than my girl Costa. Period.
Right. Sam Brown is really pretty. But like I'm not sure what Jade's sexuality is, but I think he's by far one of the sexiest people on the show.
I would agree with that too.
I would say that Jade's slippers are slippery too.
I would say Jade tops it for the guys, but there's a lot of choices for the dudes. Like people that are Kenny Ellis, they all have a value for that thing, and Boyd Harold's a fucking good-looking dude too. There's a lot of eye candy for both people, both sides.
Right. But it's not Lost. Lost is different.
No, you have like Jin with his shirt off. You got Sawyer, who's the sexiest man on the fucking planet. You got it's hard to battle that stuff. Even Boone was kind of cute. You know what I mean? Like in his idiotic way.
Lily and
Kate.
I hated the way Lost ended, and
and what's her name? What was the crazy one? Her baby Claire, my baby Claire. Blah blah blah. I'm sorry.
They're all middle aged now. They're all like in their late 40s now, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate watching people grow older. That's neither here nor there about Fromville. I want to see most of the people in Fromville grow older. Who do I want to die? I don't really want anyone to die, but I want Donna to have a bigger role again. I miss her. She's been delegated to babysitter. That's not cool.
She's coming.
Do you think Donna's toast?
I think she's on her way.
Donna's the mole. That's what the reveal will be when it's all said and done.
I think you might be right. And you know what? I am on a lesbian kick. Here goes. I think it's bullshit that she was with her sister. I mean, who goes hunting with their sister? Like, I've never seen that on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That was a date. And like, if you see that picture, they're not sisters, they're lovers. And why would she lie about that? Like, I guess because she's in the closet, but I think the reason Donna doesn't ring true is because that's the big one. I was on a hunting trip with my sister. Gentlemen, have you ever known sisters that went hunting together? Like,
I've said it. I've never heard of it, and never all that. And I don't believe that's the case. I'm with you on that. The whole story is suspect. I just think she's a mole and she's a plant and she's put in there and that's what she does. I think the man in yellow is there to kill Donna because Donna allowed people to get too far and they're gonna take her out. And I think that's why she was crying when she went upstairs because she knew her fate was coming. And this is what it's gonna be for Donna. Donna, out of here.
Oh, I think you're right. There's something suspect about Donna, and I don't know exactly what it is, but there is something suspect about Donna. And I always thought it was because that first story rang true. Maybe me and my lesbians on From, huh? I don't know. I don't know. I get sad when anyone dies on From. I was even sad when Jim died. And I don't like Jim. And I don't know why I didn't like Jim. He's a good guy. He's fine. And do you guys like Jim? Did you like Jim?
I didn't dislike him. That I wouldn't say I liked him.
But
I'm not Mr. C over here.
But the 15-year-old needs to be fed. The 15-year-old that nicknamed Julie B, I need to feed him and maybe pay attention to him and whatnot. Be a good mom.
I should mute myself. I'm watching the last 4 minutes of the Celtics game here. We're gonna say goodbye to you, Treasure, just because we got like 10 more minutes left, and I think we have one other caller calling in. But thank you so much. We hope we hear from you tomorrow night.
Goodbye, my gold medalist. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll go a little over tonight, this because of the call lasted a little longer. And stuff. So we'll go a little bit over that. We'll go to 10:30 instead of 10, just to give other people a chance to call in and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
What I mean? We may have to KP you.
We did have a area code 630 tried to call in. Please call back if you're.
All right. So let me get to these super chats that are here. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up.
3-point game with 4 minutes left, Tony.
Mika said, I'm sorry I missed what you said about any stars coming up on the show on Sunday. I only people I've been in contact with is I talked to Liz. That date should be set. I haven't heard back, but that will be mid-season. And I talked to the actress Sophia's people, possibly this Tuesday. That would be going down. And we got Brand says Acosta saw the monsters. What's her issue? I think her issue is that she's seen somebody get their hand beaten by a hammer. She's seen somebody get their eye poked out. I think when you deal with situations like that, why would you trust anybody up in? I don't know these motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't know nobody in there. If it's me,
doesn't know if it's an act.
If I don't know people in the club, I'm wary of them, let alone in a place where there's monsters roaming and everything else going on.
Everyone's trying to con you, Tony. Everyone's trying to con you.
I'm wary of people in the grocery store. I'm worried of the people cooking my food in the restaurant. You know what I mean? If I'm wary of those people, why wouldn't I be worried about these motherfuckers that I've seen poke somebody's eye out and fucking with a screwdriver and beat somebody's hand with a goddamn hammer? That's a natural reaction. People just like to hate on her, and they just want to hate on her. And I hope y'all keep hating on her, all right? And I'm being honest about it, because I'm sick of people liking the person I like. I remember when I first started and I did Game of Thrones, I was the only Stannis Baratheon fan. It was just me. People used to beat me up in the comment section.
You're still the only one.
Because I like Stannis Baratheon. But all of a sudden, there was this big resurgence. And everybody in the con was dressing up as Stannis. And there's all these Stannis, the man is shit and all this bullshit.
Fewer.
But nobody was, when I was right, no one was rocking. Everyone jumped on. So don't jump on this bandwagon. Stay off.
I can probably say I never got on the Stannis bandwagon.
Good. Good. I hope no one. Stay off this train. Let the Don be the conductor of this bitch.
Thank you. Once he burned his daughter, I was out.
Oh my god! When that happened, people just made so many comments. People made videos about me. If you go look, you can find them. They're on YouTube. of people making videos about me after he bought his ass, just to make fun of me about it. And you can look at my rant. I gave a whole rant about it, and I had to disown it. I was like, I could rock with everything you do, but I can't rock with that.
Yeah,
I can't rock with
Thursday like that.
There's no rocking with that. Still, I watched that episode one time, and I'll never watch it again.
It's like Requiem for a Dream. Okay,
I just can't do it. I can't watch it. It's like I can't watch that episode again. I can't watch it's like Amistad. You know, like you watch like Amistad, or you watch like Roots, or you watch the Passion of the Christ. Like I see it once, I never want to see it again. Or 12 Years a Slave. Like I watch these movies, I see them one time, I never want to watch that shit again. Never want to see it again. It's never said, hey, what do you want to do tonight? Hey, let's watch 12 Years a Slave. Like that never comes up.
Every Darren Aronofsky movie is like that. Like he did like Black Swan, The Wrestler, fucking Requiem for a Dream. Like Marlon Wayans might have given one of the greatest acting performances of his life in Requiem for a Dream, but I'm never gonna watch that movie again because it's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, one movie you get one. It's one and done with me. When it's all said and done with situations like that, you get one and done. I'm not watching anything like that ever again. So you know it is what it is when it comes.
Here we go. We got KP calling in. Let's get KP on the line. Welcome to the show, KP.
Good afternoon. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me get out of here. Let me get away from the TV.
Yeah, put your shirt on.
How is everybody doing this evening? How is everybody doing this evening?
Doing wonderful.
You can't. I thought you got to come call in and say good evening. I thought good evening is the phrase.
Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. So, what are we looking forward to seeing tonight? Tony, Phil, each one. You guys tell me what is something you absolutely must see tonight to make you satisfied with this episode, and something that you definitely don't want to see.
I definitely don't want to cost it. I definitely don't want to cost it to die in any single way. So that's what I definitely don't want. I would like to see Julie get on her story walking tip, and I think that the mushrooms would be the key. That's what I would want to see happen and stuff. You want to say what I want to see a UFO land and it's aliens, so I can come on here Sunday, just twirling my dick around like a helicopter.
Yeah, I don't
everybody on the screen like that. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. But we ain't gonna see that yet. but out of the things that we're gonna see, I would say that's what it is.
I've said it a little bit earlier, but I definitely want to see some Boy in White stuff. That would be awesome. And what I'm excited to see where we go with him, because we see so few of him throughout the series. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see anything bad happen to Kenny right now. I also think Kenny's endgame, and I want to see and Sarah. I don't want Sarah to. I'm afraid of anyone.
She's been through enough.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of anyone that gets too much of a sniff on Sophia, because then they're dead people walking. Anybody that puts
Sophia's
any resistance.
Exactly.
Sophia's going to take you out quick.
Listen, I'll say what I don't want to see is I don't want to ever get an episode, including this episode, where they just exposition you, like the explanation to you at for 20 minutes. Somebody standing up and say, well, the reason why this happened is because of this. And like, this other thing because of that. And that I definitely don't want to see that. But what I do want to see is I want to see a little action. And I want to see a little emotion from people. Like, you can't tell me a man takes your eye and you're just sobbing in the corner. No, I want to see the guy who lost his eye. I want to see that guy get angry. I want to see Boy get angry. I want to see people get angry and do things like Acosta and her drive around in the ambulance trying to find stuff. I want to see more of that. I want to see more people actively trying to figure this damn thing out. Because I think Jade was the guy that was doing that all along. And I think Jade is kind of in a corner right now where he's a little overwhelmed. And somebody kind of has to pick up that mantle of being the person that is consistently just looking to find the clues, looking to figure this damn thing out, looking to figure what's up. And then what I don't want to see as well is I don't want to see a, even though they probably will have to do it, I don't want to see a woe is me type of Boyd. I don't want to see Boyd for this entire episode, like the last 2 episodes, or pretty much, just going through a whole, oh, woe is me, we can't kill them. This is a lost cause. Let's just make sure we have enough bullets so everybody can shoot themselves in the head and be done with this nonsense. I don't want to see that. I want to see I want to see Boyd. I want to see somebody put the dog back in Boyd. Does that make sense to you guys?
100%. I know what you're saying. You feel like Boyd's been neutered a little bit, right? Like he hasn't been able to be the Boyd that we've seen, and you want to see him get that battery in his back. But I think that's going to take a death of somebody to get him on that track. Like Ellis dies. I don't think he dies this episode, but Ellis, Kenny, you know what I mean? Someone has to do it. It could be Acosta because he reminds him of Abby. You know what I mean? Something's got to put that battery.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That wouldn't be cool.
Yep. No.
Why are you trying to slip that in there, KP? You think I wasn't going to catch
somebody
it?
Like her dying to put that battery in his back will be cool.
Yes. That would be cool without a cost.
I know we want to save Acosta at all costs.
All costs. All costs.
Because we do know knowledge comes at a costa.
That's right.
Listen, I'm gone. That was good night, everybody.
I broke KP. Well, I just want to congratulate the New York Knicks for winning the East. Congratulations.
Did y'all lose the game?
It was close. We had it down to 1 with a few seconds left, but it's
too bad. I mean, Phil, I don't honestly, I'm feeling bad for you.
Tatum was hurt tonight. He couldn't play.
All I need now is for Detroit to lose.
We blew it.
I need Detroit to lose, and we're definitely going to the finals.
Totally. You need Orlando to break through here.
We've already eaten up Toronto. We've eaten up we've eaten them up all season. We just need them to go. That would just be it. Real Rebel Eric, thank you for the super chats. Oh, Donna is compromised. She's broke the rules and developed a love relationship with the people 100%. And that is why she's gonna get killed, because she has been institutionalized and she cared about these people too much, who are nothing more than test subjects, and she allowed them to get to the point they were at. And that's why death has got to come to her real quick. Phil, hold this down. Can you hold it down? No,
yes,
know what you're doing back there.
Yes,
right. I'll be right back.
I've got the blocker up. You don't want to see what I'm doing behind this thing. No, I'm kidding. I just figure I'll keep my dad up on screen just for the love of it all. And it is going to be interesting to see what happens this episode. So much stuff is going to lead in. We're very close. We're only 2 hours away for the people that get the MGM stuff. I'm not sure when it is released on Amazon. Donna is an interesting character, as I know Tony thinks she's the mole. I definitely think something's up with her. No one keeps their hands in their pockets that much without something up. You know, she's doing something. She's gritting her hands. She's covering the con. But no, in all seriousness, it does seem like even in the few times we've seen her in this season, and slowly but surely since she's had several freakouts since the series started, and she's somebody, if she isn't dirty, or even if she is, I don't think she's long for this world, unfortunately.
Who's that?
Donna.
Oh, I thought maybe you're trying to sneak in something while
No. I was talking about Donna. The way we're beyond the, I know you think she's a mole. A lot of people think she's dirty. Some people think things are up, whatever. But I think even besides that, the way that they're shooting her this season has me really scared for Donna. Like this,
it'll be good for us because Liz Saunders said she'd come join the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We can both shut up and let Liz do all the talking. That would work.
Yeah, we just let her do all the talking and everything. We got a runner on the hill says she always turn up at the right time, doesn't miss a trick. 100%, and that is the truth, and that's why there's something going on.
Area code 216. Welcome to the show. What's going on? Turn your radio down, please.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, caller?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Hey, so I just wanted to chit chat a little bit real quick about the Lake of Tears. I think a lot of people are leaving out what Ethan said at the very beginning when everybody's focusing on, Lake of Tears, Lake of Tears. But the other part is that they have to go see the fairies at the Lake of Tears. And I don't think people really understand how dangerous that is. Because fairies are like, we're not talking Tinkerbell. We're talking like notoriously greedy, dangerous creatures. So I really feel like they might be setting them up for failure going there.
I think that it 100% is a setup for them. That this whatever Jim is saying for them to go over there. I think that's a setup for them to go there, and they're all gonna die when they get there. But I don't know about the fairy stuff. Like I've never bought in on the fairies, and I'm just not gonna go with that they're fairies. If it is, then we'll see. But I just don't think it is.
If it is, they need to be named Navi.
All right then. Yes, he didn't agree with our comment.
Mm-hmm. It happens. I think he's having
he's like our fairies.
Well, if they don't, if Tony doesn't agree with my fairies theory, where do I go from there?
I do think that he's right about the Lake of Tears, though. I think the Lake of Tears is going to be what everybody's going to be the tears when they all get wiped out. And that's what it's going to be.
I hope the Lake of Tears actually ends up being
when it's all said and done and everything.
Do you think the Lake of the Tears is a literal lake?
I don't.
I don't think it's a literal lake either.
I don't think it's a literal lake at all.
It's making something cry.
Yeah, it's not. I think that's what they want you to believe. That's what they're gonna. What was it? This body of water over here, or this body of water over there? It's not gonna be any of that at all.
It's gonna be something very different. It's gonna be like a frame of mind, or like, or making something.
It's not gonna be that. Even though, yes, I do believe there's gonna be a flood, and I do believe you're gonna be able to, I don't know if water is you're gonna sail your way out of this whole thing or anything like that. It just may just protect you from the flood. But it just might just be a spot Jim's trying to send them to, but just to get everybody killed. And it could just be like there's so much blood when they kill everybody that you can consider it a lake. You know what I mean? It's things like that. It will be a situation going down.
I'm focusing too much on the tears aspect of it. Like thinking the tear is crying, someone's crying, and someone's emotions are flying out of some sort.
Yeah, if you're watching everybody get ripped apart that you love, you'd be, you'd be crying.
This is from area code 972. Area code 972. Welcome to the show. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question or comment?
Hey, what's going on, Phil? My name's Chris. I'm calling from Albuquerque.
Welcome.
So my comment. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I'm sorry that when I hear Albuquerque, I just think of the Looney Tunes. It's like somewhere where Bugs Bunny would go.
Yeah, you took a wrong turn somewhere on the way to Albuquerque.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm horrible. And that's the only thing I think about when you said Albuquerque.
No, I mean we have Bugs Bunny, we have Breaking Bad, and now we have Pluribus.
Yep.
Once every generation or so, we get a cultural reference, and it's usually sound. If not, the most exciting cultural reference there is.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry to interrupt you. Please proceed.
No, you're totally fine. So what I was calling about is the man in yellow, his identity, and there's this debate about Ethan or if it's Boyd, and I'm very firmly in the camp that it's not Ethan and it can't be Ethan. And before I get into that, I want to introduce what I call the Reggie rule, which is just because somebody says two lines does not make them the man in yellow. Like Reggie, there are two lines that the man in yellow actually says that are word for word from Reggie in the finale of season 2. If you look back up, people being fragile, that's a Reggie line. I always liked you, I think, is another Reggie line that he says to Boyd right before shooting Boyd. Just because somebody says two things does not immediately make them the man in yellow. So now I want to circle back to Ethan because people have brought up, oh, the man in yellow says an Ethan quote. But that's not enough for me to believe that Ethan is the man in yellow. There's just some big problems now with the Jim stuff. I'm supposed to believe if Ethan's the man in yellow, that he hates his dad so much that he wants to kill his dad, but he's also, an episode later, thrilled to death to see his dad and is going to go on a quest for his dad so that he can circle back around eventually and kill his dad.
I agree with everything you're saying, and I think that you're 100% on it. I agree with everything you're saying. So listen, I like people. I've never heard anybody from Albuquerque before, but you sound like somebody I would have a lot of drinks with. But I agree. People, to say one line, I think they have to realize that this entity has been proven that they can hear everything that everybody says, and they've said that before. Like the cowboy monster said, you said we couldn't break it, boy. That doesn't make the cowboy monster boy. If this meant that they heard what the fuck he said. Yep. So he could say stuff other people said because they could hear it.
Hearing stuff. I think the answer is real obvious. The man in yellow is the guy working the jukeboxes. Like, the jukeboxes reflect Man in Yellow's humor. Man in Yellow has always been associated with radio type devices, and a lot of these lines that the Man in Yellow seems to be aware of come from diner conversations.
Very possible. The jukebox is my favorite character, so that would be another.
That'd be great, especially if the jukebox is loaded with some microphones up in that motherfucker.
Oh, turn to karaoke situation eventually.
They can hear everything that's going down in there and all that stuff. Was Tabitha talking about digging the hole in the jukebox? In the diner? Did she talk about that in the diner? Because if she talked about that in the diner, then that's 100% how he's hearing. But I do believe that they're hearing everything they're saying, obviously, and that's where they're picking up a lot of the lines more than that person is that person.
Right. Yeah. No. I that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of these conversations that have happened in the diner that seem to be echoed by the monsters and the powers that be. I don't know if digging the whole conversation was had in the diner, but at the same time, you have to imagine that people were in the diner constantly throughout the day.
We know that the Ethan thing was in the diner, right? That's where,
right? Yeah, and then there's stuff that we know definitively was in the diner.
Mm-hmm. So,
right?
and maybe we got to go back and look, and maybe they did talk about that inside the diner. I got to go back and look, but maybe that happened.
Well, this is where they get food every day. I'm talking all the frummies. All the frummies are going to the diner at least once a day to get breakfast when Jen's running it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to talk about the business of the day. You sit down, you have breakfast, you're sitting down with your buddy, like you and Phil having breakfast. You're going to talk about what we're about to do right afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm. We're going to dig a hole. Yeah, my wife's digging a hole, Tony. I'm going to go back home and, watch her dig the hole.
Yeah, I can't fucking stand Jade. He's been a really annoying guy. This guy seems to be on drugs constantly. Yeah. He's the smartest guy in the world. I mean, yeah, you get everything right there in the diner. And we know that those jukebox songs are not random pulls. You're not going to convince me that it's just, good morning, good morning. Just every line just so happens to fit. It's because the jukebox is a huge Beatles fan. No way. Or like, when they deliberately play Jim and Tabitha's song.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, this jukebox
is a fucking troll. Is a fucking troll, too. Not just aware, it's a trolly aware.
Troll. Yeah, the jukebox is aware of who's in the diner. And so it's obviously a monitor, right? Like, whether you want to say it's an audio monitor or a visual monitor, I don't care. But it's obviously monitoring what is going on in the diner constantly because it's trolling them. You can't troll if you can't see.
No, I agree. I agree with everything.
That reminded me of some Karate Kid.
I think that when it's all said and done, the man in yellow is the man in yellow. We're gonna find out who he is, and it's not gonna be any character that was previous. I think that Henry might know who he was before he became this man in yellow, but I think he's his own character. I don't think he's anybody else. I don't think he's reincarnated. I think whatever he could turn it, but I don't think he's someone else that we've already seen in the show to the point that he's reincarnated. He may have impersonated somebody, like I think like Martin and something like that. But I think he is who he is. He's his own character.
Yeah, I don't think he precedes who he is, right? Like, I think that, like, when people are like, oh, he might not even look like Doug or whatever. No, I think Man in Yellow looks like that. He might be able to shapeshift into other things, but I think that is the original form of Man in Yellow, aged, weathered, kind of like the show developer said of his origin. I'm reminded a lot of the game Little Nightmares 2. Spoilers for anybody who has played that game, but like the wraparound of the thin man, the tall man who chases you throughout the game, turning out to be you.
Good game.
That's kind of how I feel about the Man in Yellow and like Boyd's relationship. That like Boyd is slowly he is being broken, right? He goes from the guy who is laughing whimsically about a Willie Nelson song about a pony on a boat and selling it to his family. Like, it's the only time we've ever seen Boyd be objectively funny to anybody ever, is like the time he's in the car laughing about how silly this Willie Nelson song is, to now everything has been broken around him. It makes a lot more sense that Boyd, whose name I believe is Scottish for yellow, is somehow connected to this than it does Ethan, for example.
All right. I feel you on this. I feel you on this and everything you say. I just think he's his own character, and everybody wants people to be somebody. I think the only way it would be is who was he before, but the actual person is that man that's in that painting, and whatever happened to him, whether he was injected with something that gave him these powers to do what he got, we'll find that out. But I think he is that person, or maybe he's an it type entity, and that is his favorite form to take. It's like its favorite form is to take as the clown, but he takes other forms too. But he likes the clown the best. I think he likes the Man in Yellow form the best.
Man, I'll be bummed if he's the Spider. I'm kind of sold that he's middle management, that you have the Frumbies, then the Scarecrows, whatever they may be. Then you have in the middle management here, Man in Yellow, who can actually kill people in the daytime and stuff. And then above that, you've got Music Box Ballerina Monster, who can kill you in your dreams. And then whatever that spider thing is.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's not a real spider. I'm really hoping, because if they somehow at the end,
you still have Wild Wild West PTSD, I think. I do too. I get it.
Yeah, I do not want to see a fucking spider pop.
The Lord of the Rings pulled it off, but this isn't the Lord of the Rings.
No, it would just be too far-fetched. It would throw everything off. If you just look up and all of a sudden a giant spider comes out snapping and shit and hits Boyd with his ass and fucking his stomach and stings him. It just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. I think it has to be something else.
No, it would almost be like at the end of Stranger Things. They're all fighting the Mind Flayer, only this time it's just a spider.
Yep.
And why do people always use spiders? Praying mantises are so much more deadlier.
Or scorpion
too. Praying mantis is much deadlier than the spider. It should be a giant praying mantis if you want to do it, because that's a problem right there.
I'll take a scorpion.
People like the web thing. The web works as a trap,
And Spider-Man's a thing. Yeah, Spider-Man.
I guess. But we looking at deadly insects. It should be like a fucking murder hornet if you want to do deadly insect, like something that could really kill your ass.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, no, like a bunch of wasps scares the hell me a lot more than a spider does, because you can at least see the spider web. The wasp can just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it gets you. It gets you. That's when they get you.
A normal bee will kill me. I'm like Macaulay Culkin from My Girl. I got stung by a bee. Get my ass to the hospital if I don't have that shot.
All right, Tony, question. Since you just did the Martin voice, but like going back to our Man Yellow combo here, what do we think about Martin then? Because there's a lot of Martin is Man in Yellow and or had Man in Yellow trapped in him energy going on, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I think it happened because I said it in the video, and I think a lot of people jumped on it. But I do think that Martin is a form of the Man in Yellow, not in physical form, but in the form that was there just to have Boyd bring back the creatures that eventually unleashed the Cicadia monsters into town and got the whole music box thing going. So yeah, I mean the voice I think gives it away. With him saying that's when they get you. When you go through the faraway tree, that's when they trap you. That's what Boyd just came out of, and that was a trap. And when you have the man in yellow saying, "This is my favorite part," there was no reason for Doug to do that with his voice at that time. He could have just easily just kept playing it the exact way he was playing it. It would have been just as effective, but he did that for a reason. So I just think that was him in there.
No, I think that was the priest too, the priest in Camden, Maine, because the priest's one slip up is mentioning Thomas, who we know Man in Yellow has done impersonations of.
Yeah, he did do it. I don't see. He did do that, and I don't know if that was meant to be something or the production just fucked up. And this mentioned that he had a son instead of asked. I don't know if that was just a writing error.
That would be a big miss. That would be the big.
It would be, but listen, George R. R. Martin has to have Elio and Linda go back and look at the stuff he's written because he's inconsistent sometimes with his own lineage, right? And he has to have other people do it for him because he's already written stuff in books that have been published that aren't consistent with the lineage that he put out, and that's why he invokes those people.
Yeah, Elio's like his facts guy.
Yeah, it could be a situation like that they were overlooking. It's a simple line, you know what I mean? And they weren't really digging how did he know that he had a blah 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 blah? It could be as easy as that. It is fucked up.
But we still have future homeowner association president in white out there in Camden, Maine.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the HOA president's out there. He's hanging out there. He's checking in on Tabitha while she's out there. So I think Yellow could be out there too.
No, I'm without a doubt that Tabitha was there to bring Victor's father back to kill, that they can take him out. That's the only reason she was allowed to escape, and that was the whole Boy in White's plan and the Man in Yellow, who had one and the same, to get Victor's dad back to kill his ass.
I got one last question, guys. I don't want to tie up the line all night, but this is one that's been on my mind too. Boy in White and Man in Yellow, especially at this last episode. Man in Yellow goes back into the Lonely Dragon's artifact room. He's looking through everybody's glasses. He's looking at all the stuff. There's implications that the stuff could be useful for future transformations and that sort of thing. And I'm reminded of something the Boy in White told Victor, or at least we think the Boy in White told Victor. You never know with Victor. But that he needed to collect all of the people's stuff after the massacre.
Yep.
And bury it away. Now, why? That's my question, guys. There's an open-ended why.
I mean, we've seen what happens when the Man in Yellow digs shit up. It's just that he's able to use those things to transform into those people. And I think that when you see, because they showed in the thing, and in the trailer, the Man in Yellow back in the time when the massacre happened, it's going to be proven at that point that Victor thought he's seen the Boy in White, but he's going to remember, because I tell people all the time, whatever Victor remembers first, you have to wait. It's a lie. It's the second time that counts. And it's not going to be the Boy in White. It's going to be the Man in Yellow who tells him to bury the stuff, who walks him through the thing and all that stuff. And that's what it's going to be. And that's why he did it, because they're one and the same.
Yeah, he's leaving them little care packages around town, little Dharma Initiative care packages, so the Man in Yellow can change into form and all different places. So it's an easy form to collect. That's why you saw the Man in Yellow when he was in Sophia form, when he was in that room, salivating over everything, except for the statue of the
He tried to touch it. He got distracted before he could touch it.
Or could he not touch it for some reason?
Could he not touch it? Right.
I don't know. Maybe he couldn't.
I thought he couldn't. It seemed like he couldn't touch, or she.
I thought he couldn't touch it either. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. There seems to be some sort of oppositional relationship between a music box and this man who seems to operate through radios and music.
Yeah. I hear you. Awesome stuff, man.
Well, thanks, guys. Looking forward to seeing this week's episode. I think it'll be a good one.
Thank you. Have a good night, man.
100%.
Peace, Albuquerque. I forget his name.
All right, let's roll. Let's get off out of here. If y'all want to go to real theories and Enigma's channel. He is streaming right now. He's gonna get you through the rest of the night. We are getting out of here and stuff, and getting ready for the episode and everything and all that good stuff. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:20 p.m. for the after show talk. We're gonna talk all about it, everything else. We want to hear from you. So y'all definitely come back and check us out tomorrow night and everything else. I'll see if I can get over there. I know real people said real wants Phil and I to go over there. Let me see what I'll do the best I can do. I'll talk to Phil about it if we can. If we can't, it's no disrespect, obviously, or anything like that. But we'll do my best to get up on there on the stream. And he came on our stream, so we're definitely we'll pay him at some point, you know what I mean, and get up over there and everything else. But yeah, go over there. Real is next up and stuff, and he's doing his thing, and he's doing the watch party and the after. So Real will be in bed at 7 o'clock this morning and all that.
I'm wondering if I'm going to be in bed in 20 minutes, Tony.
I may have to take a nap right now. That's the whole thing. I may have to take a nap for like
Me too. I'm thinking about taking notes at midnight. I'm like,
I may have to take. I got to wake up and watch the show and do the video. So I may have to take a nap like right now. Get this nap on real quick and so I can stay up all night and stuff. But we will speak to y'all later. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for all the love and the respect. You like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the room, and of course subscribe. And until next time,